In order to understand what the Federal Reserve is, we must first understand why it started. During the American Revolution, Congress printed the nation's first paper money and called them Continentals. They were issued in such large quantities that it led to inflation, which led to people losing faith in them. Because of this, the first Bank of the United States was created in 1791 and was subject to a 20-year charter. When the charter was up, it did not get a single vote from Congress to be renewed. This showed how Americans felt about the idea of a central bank. In 1816, Congress decided to give a central bank a second chance by chartering the Second Bank of the United States. However, when this bank's charter was up in 1836, it did not get renewed either. This led to the free banking era, in which banks all issued their own notes, which led to hundreds of different currencies in the United States. Then, in 1864, when the National Banking Act was passed, which allowed for nationally chartered banks whose notes had to be backed by government securities. This act effectively ended banks issuing their own notes and created a central currency. Then, in 1893, a banking panic caused the worst depression in U.S. history to date. Woodrow Wilson then became president in 1913 and recognized the need of banking reform, and with help from economics professors, drafted the bill that would create the Federal Reserve. On December 23, 1913, the Federal Reserve Act was signed into law, creating a decentralized central bank. The 12 Federal Reserve banks were being chosen just as World War I was erupting in Europe. Because of the centralized banking system, the U.S. was able to aid the flow of aid to the Europeans. In 1929, the stock market crashed, and in the following 3 years, nearly 10,000 banks failed. This led to all banks having to be examined by the Fed and allowed the Fed to use open market operations to help the economy. During the 1970s, there was a period of inflation that caused the federal deficit to more than double. This led to the Fed setting reserve requirements in the 1980s, which meant banks had to keep a certain amount of money on hand to back money in circulation. In 1987, Alan Greenspan took over as chairman of the Fed, and under his supervision, there was a 10-year period of economic expansion. He fully utilized all of the tools that the Federal Reserve has to keep the economy stable and set the mark for how those tools are used. This was the beginning of the modern era of banking and set the precedent for the Fed to help the economy during the housing market crash of 2008.